Using the ball screen, fires a three. And Maisha Hines-Allen, who was questionable coming in with an ankle, she's available. And Carrington with the fast break. Winding Nelson Adota has worked on that jump shot, face-off game. Just missed it, rebound to Carrington.
Nelson Adota has to finish towards the rim on that shot. She's fading away.
Bueckers driving, finding Hines-Allen plus the foul.
Paige Bueckers has been impactful in nearly every possession in the first minute and a half of this game because of that IQ and the vision down the floor, putting it right to where only Dejanay Carrington can catch it in stride and just finish. Then on the other end, look at this. Boom, get into the paint, draw the defense, dish it off. She's making it look easy. Team, a lot of shots between those two, Mabry and Ngumbawale. That was a stud team.
And the heroics, of course, by Arike. Bueckers pull-up is money.
So smooth.
9-5.
Tina Charles right now has been hitting outside shots, so those types of shots forces the defense to come out. It's going to open up the inside for Connecticut.
Fascinating to watch Bueckers and Ngumbawale play away from each other. Bueckers bucket number 2. Hartley worked so hard to get her body right. Has had some issues with the knee and ACL tear a few years ago, back in the league for the first time in 3 years. And Rivers is hit with a reach on Bueckers. Would have lured Hartley to Connecticut, never mind her experience in the league with the region, but played for Rachid Meziane with the France national team. Dual citizenship. Bueckers at the strike.
McGowan got switched on to her. Hartley had enough room to continue drawing McCowan out and knocking down the shot.
Connecticut 5th in the WNBA in bench points, and Hartley's a big part of that. 4 points early.
She is so good at manipulating pace and space. So the defense is coming out of its stance because Bueckers is so good at the hesitation, and then she understands when to go up with it for the contact to happen. We talk all the time about, you don't want to commit an offensive foul, but you have to draw the contact as an offensive player to get the foul, and she is so good at forcing the defense out of position and then going up to get the contact and getting the foul called.
On the flip side for Connecticut, what's the key? You come from a basketball family, and you've never heard of Off the Pine.
I mean, look, Brendan, you're an old soul. Now feeding over to the pro game, and these players are coming in more pro-ready than ever.
Stay tuned for our sit-down live with Connecticut Sun President Jen Rosati. She will join us, and it rolls on. Dallas Wings are owning this second quarter, leading at 13-6. Bueckers puts the head down, slings it over the shoulder. Seeger's three is good.
He understands how hard it is, and I think young players need to know that. No matter what kind of success you have in college, it's hard when you come here. And JC can do it on both ends of the floor. So to have a double threat is really important.
With 1:52 to go in the second quarter, Paige Bueckers back in Connecticut, 13 points. That's her season average, and she's already got that, Megan, with still some time in the second.
It's also a game high, 13 for Bueckers, and the way she gets her teammates involved makes her such a good pro. 5 assists already. Understanding when to keep it for herself and when to dish it off to a teammate. She doesn't get sped up. She's balanced, off 2 feet, shoulders squared. So far, she's looking very comfortable in Mohegan Sun, probably because she's never lost a game here.
Unreal. Paige Bueckers' numbers on the night. Averaging 13 points, 4.5 boards, and just over 6 assists coming into tonight's game. The fastest guard to reach 50 points and 25 assists, and Sue Bird did so in the WNBA.
That checks out. Another UConn great.
For more on Paige Bueckers, Paige Buckets, let's go to Tarika.
Well, I asked Paige, before the game, what would be her individual goals for coming in here tonight? And one thing that stood out to me is that she said, I don't have individual goals for any game this season. I have possession goals. I look at every possession like, what can I do? How can I impact? What needs to happen for me to be successful and for me to make my teammates successful? So instead of looking at the game in its totality, I look at each possession as how I can be effective.
That's
Partner,
such an unselfish answer.
I thought you asked a great question to Coach Koklanis before the game and how he brought up the intentionality of Paige Bueckers to relationship build with her teammates.
Well, it's huge, especially as a rookie, to have the maturity to understand that. You come in as a rookie and you're just trying to figure out how to be a pro and then where the locker room is. And she comes in, knocks down shots. She's making leaps and bounds as a leader, and she's just the whole package.
15 for Bueckers, and the lead up to 14 for Dallas. Biggest lead was 17 points. Lisa Morrow into the contest. A Sun turnover, pushing up the floor. Carrington, and a foul. Bueckers playing quarterback here at the casino.
Listen, we're in New England, so right, like Tom Brady to Gronk type of action right here. Bueckers, that is perfect to right where only Dejanay Carrington could catch it. Another opportunity at the line for Dallas. Right at her. You know what I mean? Like, she has that killer mentality as a shooter.
Cold-blooded. And you take the win that she didn't beat you scoring the ball in the first half, but come alive as Paige with the block. Leading the break, Arike to Bueckers.
She didn't have to do all of that. 3-point shooting lines. Paige Bueckers, first off, are you kidding me? That's just nasty. The block going the other way. You get rewarded for that kind of defense. Brittany Mabry is a playmaker. Like, Connecticut becomes very difficult to defend because they do have talent around them that can score the ball. And she's going to have, you know, the best defender on her in every single game. They played a great first 3 quarters. Like, you can see the Sun teams are right there. It's just, they got to get over the hump. A little more time together with reps.
Bueckers, a master class on the pull-up jumper. 19 points for Paige.
Had her right there. But I tell you what, Paige Bueckers remains so poised. Shot clock winding down, stops on a dime, elevates. And that's what makes her difficult to guard. You can never anticipate what she's going to do when you're defending her. Got more help this year.
That very statement you just made, though, you can make that same case for a bunch of teams around the league. 8 new head coaches, you just plug in different names. Bueckers up to 21.
So good at changing speed.
Led D1 in scoring in the 2022-23 season with the Wildcats. Bueckers, perfect feed to Charles. 9 of 16 from D. DHO, Bueckers lob it to Hines. Allen, that's excellent offense. Crisco Clanis likes it. Rashid Mezian does not. He calls a timeout.
Dallas has been balanced, all caps. Everybody on the floor has been getting a piece of the pie, so much of it because Paige Bueckers is facilitating balance. Boom, easy buckets for the Wings. Everybody getting in on the action here in the fourth.
She'll check out of the game.
I'm really impressed with the version of Dallas we saw tonight. Paige Bueckers getting quite the ovation from the crowd, of course.
Some home party goes well for Paige Bueckers. 21 points on 8 of 10 shooting, 7 assists, 5 boards. She gets her first career WNBA win in the state of Connecticut at a place she's never lost before.